With the first of the year rolling around, everybody wants to change and do different things, but a lot of people leave out the part where it feels really awkward and it feels really weird to make those changes. You're not prepared for that awkwardness that you're going to be thrown into once you start making those changes. It's not always the most exciting or empowering thing, but it could be really awkward most of the time, and it most likely will be. So you got to get used to being uncomfortable in that change instead of you trying to run away from it when it does happen, because it most likely will happen. When you first want to change something, pick whatever you want to do. The first of the year is about to roll around. A lot of people, I'll use fitness again for an easy example. A lot of people want to get fit at the start of the year, and going into the gym is uncomfortable for them. Trying to figure out what to do is uncomfortable. Figuring out what you should and shouldn't eat after that is uncomfortable. All of these things are very new, and it takes an adjustment period for you to get used to. And that adjustment period is where a lot of people fall off. That's why most people that start going to the gym the start of the year, they fall off mid-January, maybe February, if they even get that far. And that's because you're trying to do something completely new that your old version, your old self isn't used to already. You have to go through that transition period and get used to those things, because we all go through that, especially with the gym. I know when I first started training full time, it wasn't the most comfortable or fun thing all the time, every single day. I find it enjoyable for the most part, but there's of course days where you don't want to go in there, you don't want to do anything, or you want to just eat bad stuff all the time. And that's just how we are. That's how we're wired. That's all right. But I'm glad that I pushed through that discomfort, because discomfort doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that it's something you're not used to yet. You got to reframe that and change that, because just because something isn't the most pleasant at first, it doesn't always make it a bad thing. It often makes it a very good thing for you, like working out. And working out can be very unpleasant for you, but if you're doing it correctly and you're actually putting some purpose in that pain, you're going to be very rewarded when you get the results. When you look in the mirror and you see a different person, when you don't get out of breath as quick, when you can pick up things that used to be heavy to you, now they're not heavy anymore. All these little small things that you start to notice over time. When your clothes start to fit better, when you put on certain outfits that you never thought you would be able to pull off because you look better. Getting to that point requires you to get through that discomfort and to push through that weird void, that weird awkward void that we're talking about. And it's not going to be just awkward for you. It's going to be awkward for your social circle, the people you're around, who you're talking to the most. People aren't really going to understand what you're doing all the time, and that's all right. But it's not up for them to understand everything. You're supposed to be doing things and changing things because it's going to benefit you and the family, if you have one, in the long run. You might have to stop hanging out with certain people or limit your time with them if they aren't aligning with what you want to actually do. If you stop drinking and you want to work out and eat better, but all your friends are just always drinking and ordering pizza every time you see them, you might want to limit your time with them. That's just how it's going to be. And they might be like, oh, why are you doing that? You think you're better than us? You don't need to do that. That's not that important. That doesn't even matter in the long run anyways. That's not fun, and all these other extra things that people like to say. But it doesn't really matter what they say. What matters is the change you want to make, and you actually pushing through that awkward void and that social awkwardness so you can get what you actually want to get done. Because let's say you want to do the whole gym example thing. When you look better and you have on more muscle, you're chiseled, you're lean, you look good, and you take off your shirt and you're at a pool party or something, nobody's going to be saying it's not worth it then. They're all going to be like, oh, dang, someone's been working out. Oh, you've actually been doing that, man. Hey, man, what's your routine? That's when everything flips, when you actually have the results. People like to downplay what you're doing when you're actually doing it, but when you get the result of it, then you get the praise for it. Or you get the hate for it. Some people never actually really praise you or give you credit for what you do, but that's all right too. We're not doing these things for credit. We're not doing these things for external validation. We're doing them for you and for you only, and for you to get to where you want to go. What matters is how you feel about yourself when you're by yourself. If working out and trying to get on that fitness path, and I'm keeping that example because it's simple and it's popular, but if that is what is going to make you feel better when you lay down at night and when you're doing your day-to-day things, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And that weird awkwardness void is when you might have a little confidence dip. You might not feel like you're the same person. You're going to have imposter syndrome a little bit when you're doing certain things, but that's all part of the game. That's all part of the process. You got to keep going through that stuff. You need to force yourself to get through that void, because everything good is going to have a void in it. There's a dip in everything. You're never going to have a straight upward trajectory in anything unless you're just a very lucky person. That rarely happens. If you're normal like me, you're going to have dips in things, and you're going to have voids in things that you have to push through so you can get actual results in things. And it really matters because that's where everything is being made. That's how swords are made. They're made in fire. You have to put yourself through fire to actually become something that is going to be meaningful and something that's actually going to matter and make you feel good about yourself. It's not going to come easy. It's not going to be easy. If you think things are going to be easy, then you're just on a whole different planet, because for most of us on this earth, things don't come easy, especially things that really matter, like having a good physique, like being in good health. That takes actual work, that takes planning, that takes time. I've spent years in the gym just to achieve a decent physique. It takes years of time for you to do these things, of consistent effort. So you have to be ready for these things, and you have to be ready to be consistent in your efforts and be consistent in whatever else you want to do, because that's how things happen. Because growth doesn't look impressive while you're actually in the middle of it, when you're in that void, in that awkwardness. It only looks impressive at the end when you get the result. Nobody sees the in between. Nobody sees the late nights, the early mornings, the times you wanted to give up, the times you questioned if it was all worth it. Nobody sees any of that. They just see the end of whatever it is that you were trying to change. In this case, keep the fitness example. All they see is the body that's lean, that has muscle on it, but they don't see all those days and nights in the gym where you're in there just lifting things, just wondering why in the world am I lifting all this weight sometimes, or sometimes having a blast like me. Sometimes I go in there and I'm having a blast for the most part, but other times I'm in there and I don't really want to be in there that much. I just want to get in and get out. That's a part of the void. That's part of the awkwardness. You have to get used to that, and you have to get through that. But keep that in mind going into the new year, because I know a lot of you out there are going to try to make changes, and you should. It's good. Don't stay the same forever. Make changes. And if the first of the year is a perfect time for you, then perfect, go for it. I'm making changes too. My main things are, I want to make financial changes. I want to make credit changes, like things in that department. I want to make physical changes too. I want to get a little bit more lean. I want to get a little bit bigger. Like, you should be constantly evolving and constantly trying to change and learn more. I want to learn way more too. These things are good for you to change, but keep in mind that they're always going to have dips and they're always going to have voids. And if it feels uncomfortable, you're probably doing it right. If it feels like you're an imposter at first, you're probably doing it right. In some cases, you can fake it till you make it, but that's not always good advice. And this isn't advice. This is just me just telling you how I think about things and how I go about these things. And if it helps you, then that's awesome. That's all that matters here. Do what you want to do. I want you to do what you want to do. But they're going to have dips and they're going to have awkward voids when you're trying to change things. And that's normal. Don't be like everybody else. And when you get in that void, you back out and you go back to who you were. Because that's what most people do. And that's how they stay stagnant forever. That's how you get up to your 50s, 60s, 70s, God willing. And you start to look back and you start to regret things. And you don't want to be that person. If you've met anybody around that age, they'll tell you do what you want to do and make the changes you wanted to make. It doesn't matter about what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter what people think you should be doing. And it for sure doesn't matter what society thinks you should be doing. Stay off the internet if it'll help you. Don't look at all the social media posts and everybody's highlight reel and think you have to be somewhere. Don't compare yourself to others, because what? Comparison kills joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. That's real. Especially when you're comparing people that are your age or younger. Especially with the internet nowadays, when every 18-year-old is somehow a millionaire with 8 supercars. You can't be focused on that stuff. You have to be focused on your situation, how to make your situation better. And that's all that matters. So let yourself get uncomfortable, go through that awkward void, go through the dip and push through the dip, because after a dip, there's always a spike. It always goes up. What goes down must go up. It's a law of the world. I don't know what the law is called, but I know that what goes down has to go up. As above, so below. You know, you ever hear those things? Those things are real. So let me know down below what you're going to change on the first. I'm going to try to get a few more first videos out, start of the year videos out. So if you want to watch those or you want me to make those, consider liking, consider subscribing, comment down below what you want me to go over next. And also comment what you're changing. Is it fitness? Is it finance? Is it family, relationships, God, spirituality, philosophy, anything? Just let me know what it is. Let's talk about it down below. Until then, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all.